Hello indie game fans, good surprises are always nice, so here's another lot of games that you can play right now, with this group leaning more towards 1.0 releases and Tycoon games, with some clever, smaller titles worth a play, and I do have a special giveaway or two, so do watch this in full. Let's begin with Legion TD2, the standalone sequel to one of the most popular Warcraft 3 maps, which, in hindsight, does look a lot more like auto chess than tower defense. This follows in the footsteps of Element TD2, also originally a Warcraft 3 map, which has been made into a full-fledged standalone sequel, where it's both nostalgic and amazing to see these out on Steam in 2021. The developer of Froglike, the Frog Roguelike, did reach out to me on Twitter, where it certainly looks like Roguelite Frogger, having you avoid traps and hazards with unlockable power-ups, being a free title on mobile with in-app purchases, but has a wonderful look, so do check it out. Another release out of early access is DwarfHeim, a self-styled co-op real-time strategy game that has some interesting ideas, but is currently sitting at mixed reviews. The most interesting idea here is that 3 players team up, each playing a different role, from the miner getting resources underground in an almost factorial-like style, the builder who builds and expands the base as in they are billions, and the warrior who focuses on RTS combat like Warcraft 3. I've had my eye on this in early access but had my doubts about player population, and unfortunately that prediction has come true with just 20 peak concurrent players as of recording, but it does have a clever idea, so perhaps round out some friends to check it out. I'm excited to share Diner Bros Inc. with you, another minigame collection which launched around the same period as the new WarioWare game, as well as the awesome Spooky Cute Spookware, which, if you're not familiar, should check out in my video linked above. Similarly, this is a fast-paced multiplayer party game for up to 4 players, where the activities and minigames switch on a dime, and the fun is in the variety and getting to grips with what you need to do in every situation. Despite not being an early access title, the developer does promise continuous free support and new content, making them a team that you should support as well. If you enjoy classic CRPGs like Fallout 1 and 2, as well as Wasteland, then may I present ATOM RPG Trudograd, the standalone sequel/expansion to the very well-received ATOM RPG from 2018, releasing out of Steam Early Access. Yes, Steam reviews are just an indication, but 7,300 for the original and 1,300 for the sequel, with a rating of very positive for both, makes these titles of interest. Set in an alternate timeline where the USSR and Western Bloc engaged in the mutually assured destruction of thermonuclear war, play as an agent of the ATOM organization, sworn to protect what's left of humanity in the post-apocalypse. It's a direct sequel to the game from 2018, so if it looks up your alley and you have not played that, I would recommend that you go play the original, where it is about as classic Fallout as can be in terms of the stat and skill systems. This title is set in more wintry locations as compared to the original in a very Wasteland 3 vs 2 kind of way, making this one for fans of the genre. Another 1.0 release is Scrapnaut, a top-down survival base building title with a great steampunk theme. Interestingly, instead of being a pure sandbox, there is a main story and campaign, but unfortunately, that isn't very well executed upon, largely being a series of fetch quests with writing and plot that is ho-hum. However, the base building aspects are interesting in combination with the steampunk equipment, and even has a base defense aspect where you do occasionally come under attack from rogue robots. As such, it's a decent entry if you love the genre and want something new. I somehow missed the launch of Festival Tycoon since I think it was not previously announced or made clear, but as a fan of all things Tycoon, this looks up my alley. In a very matter-of-fact way, as with genre norms, this, of course, has you building and organizing music festivals. Think Coachella and you get the idea. There is an additional management layer in having to book and pay bands, sign deals, and of course, build the necessary facilities for the festival itself. Definitely something different in the space, aside from zoo or hospital that we have seen so much of, making this one to watch in early access. Let's kick off the top 3 with Blue Fire Void of Sorrows, the free DLC to a 3D action platformer that released in February this year. This free content drop adds 2 new areas, 1 new boss fight, 16 new voids, which are a section of platforming challenges, as well as a new NPC, weapons, tunics, cutscenes and more, making a good game even better. Special shoutout does go to the developer for providing these keys for a giveaway, so do follow them on Twitter as well.
The dark and dangerous medieval ages bear many challenges. You need to hunt to survive. And build shelter against the elements.
One of the runaway successes in the first-person simulator space is Medieval Dynasty, where you're playing as an average Joe in medieval times, having to get food, build shelter, and to survive. It is an impressive campaign mode, but the fun of these is seeing how the systems interact, since in addition to the survival game experience that you're used to as a solo character, there are elements of village building, managing NPCs, and more in this. I did look up this developer, and based on a photo on their Facebook page, indicates that it's a team of about 20 to 30 people, which perhaps isn't as indie, but a fantastic accomplishment nonetheless.
And make your family live in safety. Create and grow your own medieval dynasty.
In perhaps the biggest surprise of the list, I'm so very happy to share that the wonderful pixel art live sim title Alchemic Cutie is finally out and playable after several false starts and delays, although it is exclusive to Xbox for a little bit. While it has a look similar to Stardew Valley, I don't believe there's any farming in this, where you play as an alchemist taming wild jellies instead. There is foraging and crafting items using your alchemy skills, which I believe will be used in helping the townspeople or to make your jellies even better. Jellies can do a variety of things, including taking part in competitions, certainly having a bit of a Slime Rancher feel to it. Me being me, I absolutely love the look of the pixel art in this game, with impressive interiors in particular, so it takes the #1 spot. For more farming or cozy games, watch these videos and I will see you after the jump.